I remember this stretch a couple years back when I was single for what felt like forever. No matter where I went or who I met, I just couldn't seem to find the kind of woman I could genuinely see myself building something real with. It wasn't for lack of trying. I went on dates, joined apps, even let my friends set me up once or twice. But it always ended the same. Either they weren't into me, I wasn't into them, or, worst of all, they already had a boyfriend. And that's a hard no for me. Meanwhile, my buddies had apparently decided that my single status was some kind of emergency. No matter how many times I told them I was fine, they saw it as a problem they needed to fix. "Okay, tomorrow night we're hitting a club," Tony announced out of the blue one Friday afternoon at work. "Saturday nights are packed. No way you walk out without a phone number." I rolled my eyes. "Dude, you just want an excuse to get drunk and dance." I was actually planning to drive out and see my folks this weekend. "Nah man," Brian chimed in, shaking his head. "Tony's right. It's time to level up. Look around," he added, waving his hand toward the open-plan office. "Every guy here is either married or tied down. You're the only one still free as the wind. We're all jealous that you can hit bars any night of the week if you feel like it." I laughed, brushing them off. But the following Friday, same speech, same rescue mission. I kept telling them to let fate handle my love life. "Fate already weighed in," Brian shot back. "Remember Emily?" "Emily who?" I asked, confused. "I dated an Emily like 6 years ago. But bro, I've only known you for 4. He grinned. "Remember when I started working here?" He was right. Our timelines didn't match. But I knew the Emily he meant. Backstory. Emily and I grew up on the same street. Sweet, down-to-earth girl. We dated for a while in our 20s, but when we started talking seriously about the future, we realized our visions didn't align at all. So we broke it off. No drama. We stayed on good terms. Still said hi when we bumped into each other around town. "So why are we talking about her?" I asked. "Because she's awesome," Brian said. "Let me introduce you to." "That's not weird for you." "Not at all. We split forever ago. I'm in a relationship now. Worst case. You grab coffee with a cool woman. If it clicks, great. If not, no harm done. You're seriously cool with this?" "Why wouldn't I be? You're my boy. She's kinda my friend too." "You in?" "Thought about it. I'm free Saturday. Could use a good walk." "Done. I'll set it up." 2 days later, I'm sitting across from Emily in this cozy little cafe. And wow, she looked amazing. More than that, we just clicked. We talked about everything. Her views on life, family, work. It all lined up with mine in ways I hadn't felt with anyone in years. I found myself thinking, man, this is wife material. And hey, everybody's somebody's ex, right? In this case, I just happened to know hers. Brian, by then, was living with his girlfriend. I figured, what drama could possibly come from this? Spoiler alert, plenty. Things moved fast. Emily eventually moved into my place. We were openly talking wedding dates and even daydreaming about which colleges our future kids might like. I was on cloud 9. My friends were thrilled too. Felt like they'd finally handed me off to someone solid. But then the red flags started showing up. Subtle at first. Little things Brian did that rubbed me the wrong way. I'm ashamed to admit I ignored it at the time. Whenever we'd all hang out as couples, I'd catch Brian giving Emily these strange looks. Nothing obvious. But I noticed. And I told myself I was overthinking it. I should have said something. Should have pulled them aside. Talked it out. Could have steered the whole train off the tracks before the wreck. One afternoon, I cornered Brian behind the office near the smokers area. "Yo, Bree. Everything cool?" "Great, man. How's life with you and Emily?" "Serious. Really serious." "You okay with that?" He grinned. "Totally, dude. I'm Cupid incarnate. 1 arrow, 2 hearts. Boom." I laughed, figured that settled it, and let it drop. Big mistake. At the time, Emily was between jobs. She just left her old one and was waiting for paperwork at the new place, so she was home a lot. Perfect for me, I could text her, call her, check in during the day. And with both Tony and Brian on vacation, Work felt slow and a little lonely. First, coming home was bliss. Spotless apartment. 3-course dinners. Emily knitting scarves on the couch just to pass the time. A few days later, whole vibe shifted. Dirty dishes piled up. Random pot of oatmeal bubbling in the slow cooker. Yarn shoved into a corner like it never existed. I started wondering, what the hell did she do all day? Then came the kicker. I was heading home from work when I spotted Brian in my apartment building's parking lot. "What brings you to my neck of the woods?" Yes. "Remember that bakery we hit a few weeks back? My girl's obsessed with their cupcakes now. Only decent parking is over here." Harmless enough. I swallowed my suspicion. 2 days later, work hit me with a deadline, and I needed Brian's input. I called him from the office phone. We talked deliverables, timelines, wrapped up like usual. Later, man. Then I picked up my cell to call Emily, see if she wanted lunch. But while Brian was still on the line, I heard a phone ringing in the background. Same ringtone Emily uses. My stomach turned. I ended the call calmly. Dialed her again. She picked up. We talked. I told her I'd be late. Could have been coincidence. Or anyone can have the same ringtone. But I had to know. I ditched work early and sped home. Emily opened the door in a tiny silky robe, smelling like heaven. "You said you'd be late," she giggled, hugging me before I could even untie my shoes. Boss lost his mind. Let everyone leave early. Gotcha. I just stepped out of the shower. Was about to run to the store. "We're out of everything. Can you go?" She rattled off a list. Steaks, potatoes, salad stuff, milk. Made sense. Why get dressed if your boyfriend can do the shopping, right? But her hands were shaking. Voice a pitch too high. Jittery. Played along. Stepped into the hallway, hit the elevator button, then slipped around the corner and waited. 5 minutes later, my apartment door creaked open. Out tiptoes Brian. "Well, look who it is," I said. "Oh," he stammered. Classic deer in the headlights. "Don't bother shutting the door," I said loud enough for Emily to hear. She froze mid-step in the hallway, robe and all. "It's not what you think," she blurted. "Really? Enlighten me. You two running a sewing club?" "We were just talking," she tried. "And for that, you sent me on a grocery run." "Makes total sense." Brian tried to salvage it. "When I heard you two were together, I was happy. But then I saw you with her. Watching you hold her. I couldn't handle it. Something sharp twisted inside me. And then it stopped hurting. I grabbed Emily's hand and shoved it toward him. "Here's your soulmate. Hold on, I'll get her stuff." I went back inside, dumped her shoes in the hall, then followed up with an armful of clothes and her overnight bag. "That's everything. I'll send the rest by Uber. Have a nice life." Doors creaked open up and down the hall. Neighbors peeking out, then slamming doors shut. Embarrassing. Absolutely. But what else could I do? And just like that, brand new life. No fiancé. No best friend. I'm hoping he quits the office too. Because I'm not about to make his days there easy.